About an hour ago, the president's doctors came out and did a news conference in front of Walter Reed. And after giving us an update on how well the president was doing and avoiding a bunch of important questions regarding his vital signs and treatments, it was confirmed that the president was diagnosed with COVID 72 hours ago. So he tested positive with COVID. He got on Air Force One and he went to a fundraiser. And he didn't wear a mask. I mean, I know at some point today he's going to send him back and he's going to make him walk that statement back. But you don't put out a statement that important, that prepared, without carefully choosing every single word. 72 hours is a big deal. That is like getting a positive AIDS test and going to an orgy or a nightclub and getting really wasted and sleeping with a whole bunch of people. That is not okay. And there are pictures. I was on Twitter earlier and I follow Anna Navarro, who's a Republican strategist, and she posts a picture of 4 or 5 White House aides, arms crossed, filled with contempt, all wearing masks. Like, yeah, we're wearing masks. You can look at us. You can photograph us. We're wearing masks now. You happy? To which I respond, no, I am not happy. You should have been doing that 7 months ago. We need a leader, not a follower. We need somebody who's in charge, who's actually got a plan. Not the last guy off the end of the bus who's following what we all know to be common sense, normal, helpful information that's going to save lives. And so if you don't know one of the 210 dead Americans, maybe you know one of the essential workers who goes to work every single day, worried about whether or not they're going to get COVID and bring it home to their family. Maybe you know someone who has to work remotely at home to stay safe and watch their kids because their daycares are closed. Maybe you know someone who's had an operation or a procedure and they had to be dropped off at the front of the hospital because you can no longer walk your loved one into the hospital and sit in a waiting room and wait for them to get safely out of anesthesia. Maybe you know someone who had to say goodbye to somebody on a FaceTime call in a hospital bed held by a stranger, died alone. Maybe you know somebody who lost someone like me, like my mom, and couldn't have a funeral and couldn't have a shiva. Maybe you know someone who has a small business that had to close or is barely hanging on because no money's coming in. Maybe you can't go to your favorite restaurant because it closed. I can't believe how many people have had to close their doors. So I don't know. If this doesn't affect you, you're really lucky. But everybody is suffering, and I get it. I get it. I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm not at all trying to make it seem like my situation is bad, because it's not. But my point is, we are all suffering, and we all need to get back to life. But we need somebody in charge who's got a plan, who's working with the best minds, scientists and doctors and people who deal with facts and data, not who act on impulse. Vote for Biden or don't vote at all.